Welcome to Let's Joke, Hombre. This week I got a little story to tell you about the time I got mugged while working a door-to-door sales job. Don't worry, I'll start it off by saying that nobody got hurt during this. I worked a door-to-door sales job for an internet service provider. We get full commission for signing people up if they haven't had our service in about 6 months. Typically this would include like students that never really had the service before, or veteran customers that have been with the one other company in town for their entire life, or legitimately people that we were trying to win back. We could give these people full packages, free internet, television, phone for 3 months, all the HD channels, fast internet. The system was broken though. There were some people exploiting it. If you went to one of the most run-down areas in the city, more often than not you can find people that were just getting out of jail that had no service. You'd find people in these areas that would have lists of friends that were going to be coming out of jail that would want this service too. So I heard about how much money you could make in these areas, and I decided to find one of the most run-down areas in the city that I could. Within 10 minutes of being in this area, I did meet somebody on the sidewalk. As I'm signing him up, he's telling me about how he makes crack in his apartment building. He's telling me how he sells the crack, how much he sells it for. I'm just signing him up, you're going like, yeah, very nice tear tattoo by the way, sir. As I'm calling to put the sale through, I can see this old man approaching with 2 grocery bags, tripping out the guy for his crack math. Walking by going like, oh yeah, that doesn't really add up. This is all I heard. I wasn't paying attention to the crack math, but the old man, from what I could tell, was chirping out the guy for not making enough of a profit or something. I was really confused. I got off the phone and the guy's like, sorry buddy, that was just my landlord. He's a little salty because I'm behind on rent. And so at this point, I've already hit my quota for the day. I continue on my way, just kind of whip out my smartphone, you know it's 2012, might as well check Facebook out in the open. Couldn't do that before. Just as I'm taking my phone out, I can see that there's someone walking behind me, and as I look up, there's someone in front of me as well. I've been ambushed. The guy in front of me's got a little bit of a crazed look in his eye, and he's like, hey, you get the time? I get it, I'm gonna check my time on my smartphone. He's gonna grab it when I take it out. Actually, it's already out in the open, they haven't grabbed it yet, so for a moment I'm like, maybe I can grab that BlackBerry that work gave me for free. This 8-year-old BlackBerry that still has an analog scroll wheel on it. The time is 2:30, sir. They snatched that phone. They snatched the old one. They snatched the BlackBerry. Smart thinking, hombre. They take off running. I'm thinking, aren't I a smart guy? Doesn't even have a SIM card in it, so I don't know what they're gonna be able to do with it. But then the adrenaline started kicking in. You know, I kind of got approached by 2 youths in a very sketchy area. So I did what any other hombre would do. I walked around the corner, started cooling off, which was tough because, by the way, this is like the hottest day of the summer. After walking around a couple blocks, I take out my real phone, call up my boss, tell him what happened. He's like, okay, hombre, what are you calling me on right now? I say, this is my personal phone, sir. Well then, hombre, if you've got a phone that you can use, you can still make sales. Alright, so at this point, hit my commission, that's a good thing. Phone got stolen, that's a bad thing. Boss is telling me to keep working anyway. So I'm not really in the mood to do door-to-door sales at this point, but you know what? May as well make hay while the sun shines, or in this area I guess it's make crack while your landlord's around. So I decide to go into one building. I start knocking on doors, no one's answering. I walk down the whole floor, knock, 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 no one answers, no one answers. Typically on one floor you get at least like 1 or 2 people that would at least slam the door in your face. But I was getting absolutely no luck here. So you got me getting my quota at the first, that's a good thing. But getting approached by 2 youths, getting my phone stolen, my boss not caring, it being the hottest day of the summer, knocking on every door, no one answering, I am done at this point. After knocking on every door that was in this floor, I walked towards the exit at the end of the hall and leave. I remember just standing in the parking lot thinking, what just happened today? What? I was just thinking what an absolutely messed up day this was so far. And just as I'm done thinking that, I hear a hey. So I turn around and I see the 2 youths are at the same exit that I just came out of. Okay, this is getting a little weirder. They're like, hey, you call the cops. What are the chances that these kids would be in this apartment building? And then it dawned on me, they must have seen me go down that hallway, knocking on every door. I must have been getting angrier, getting louder. knocking a little bit more louder at every door. You know, subconsciously. I could have even knocked on their door. It's like, damn, that internet guy's tenacious. You think he's got the cops? So I walk up to them and I said, boys, I work here. I own these streets. There's no one else in the parking lot, so I can kind of get away with saying that. Kind of. One of them reaches into the pocket and gives me my cell phone back. I go over, grab the phone, and they just take off back inside the building. I'm walking around the building looking at my phone just thinking, wow, how exactly did I get this back? And as I'm walking around the corner, I look at the building and I realize, oh, I circled around to the building where I got mugged. The kids mugged me at the building they live at. So sometimes whenever I tell that story, I'm all like, I stood up for myself and I got my phone back. But it actually turns out it was pretty much all happenstance. The next day my boss got really angry at me because he deactivated the phone, and then he told me I was not allowed to work in that area anymore.